So here we are for my qualifying effort around the Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia. There's additional season closing now for the MotoGP, Moto2 and Moto3 series on one of 4 Spanish circuits on the calendar. You never would have guessed motorcycle racing was popular in Spain, what with most of the factory seats taken by Spanish riders in MotoGP and lots of Spanish riders in Moto2 and Moto3 as well. And this circuit is very technical, as you will see on this qualifying. That most of the corners are in second and third gears for the Moto3 bikes, with little straights in between them, with kind of a bendy back straight, which will be see coming up in 2 corners time, and a very long front straight as well, which seems to last forever. And it's kind of an alright circuit, you know, not one of my favourite, but it's alright. I prefer driving it in the cars, you know, like GP2 used to race around here, like the World Touring Car Championship used to race around here, and F1 used to do testing around here as well. So I've normally been okay against the AI around here, you know, being very confident after that Bruno victory. I thought I'd get a top 10 in qualifying and maybe a top 5 in the race once again, but as you can probably notice on this qualifying lap, didn't get the best one in. I had just recorded, say, the Moto2 season finale before this, which is part of my other career mode series, so I was kind of still in that mindset, it seemed like, with Moto2. I just wasn't in the loop on this Moto3 bike around here on this qualifying effort, particularly on that right hand kink, as you just saw. If you go wide off of that apex, you go into the gravel, so I was very cautious going into that corner, making sure I hit that apex, just losing time all the while through that corner. And in the last corner, as you can see, we just missed the apex by a country mile. We didn't have the optimum line going into the corner, you know, not using the full width of the track, so we're just losing speed, losing time, and, you know, got on the power late because we went wide, and that leads to a 42.4, which is way slower than Danny Kent, who grabbed over 40.3. We're nowhere near the top 10, ended by Enea Bastianini. We're behind Livio Loy in 18th. We're in 21st, 2.1 seconds off the top. Terrible qualifying from us, but it's going to be entertaining for you lot, because I got to battle through the midfield this race, and, like, you know, fighting with the top riders as I was in Brno, as we get away for 6 laps round this circuit. And we actually got a decent start. We actually made a position up. Maybe the starts are a bit easier against the midfield rather than the front running riders, as we approach the first corner, and instant in front. Lexus Masbrou's down already, and look at that, we've gained, what's that, 10 spots. We're up to 11th already by the first corner. Marvellous for us, as Quartararo and Navarro are fighting for third, and it looks like John McPhee, the wee Scotsman, has got past us as we're trying to dive down his inside. That's lazy, that's terrible there, as it looks like Locatelli has got past us into 12th spot, so we're back down to 13th, but still we've made up 8 positions from our starting position, mostly helped by that crash from Masbrou, meaning AI had to check up. But, you know, that's still, we're in the top 15, we've got points on the board, we can see the top 10 quite clearly, we can just about see the top 5 in sight as well, so we're not too far off our target that we wanted, that top 5 position, as we're right behind Locatelli ahead of Bagnaglia. Apologise, I can never say his name right. The Italian is behind us, as he's now been overtaken by Ferrari, as we dive down the inside of Locatelli almost into the back of McPhee, so we kind of had to check out of that corner and just run wide, also going into the back of that bike, and so that allowed Locatelli back through us. Oh no, he's got a bit screedy out of that right hander, and that's enabled a run on him through this kind of left hand bending straight, you know, very tricky on that more powerful bikes, but easy in these Moto3 bikes. We dive down the inside of Locatelli, and you will see the AI, just like Locatelli did, do that occasionally out of that right hand kink, enable us to get a run on them down into that final corner. But Locatelli slipstream us round the outside as well onto the second lap. Now Quarto done the fastest out of the race of 43.9. That's almost as fast as a qualifying effort. Someone crashed. Did we just go through them? I apologise, Virtual Bender. That's just the humanity. So we are now in the top 10 behind McPhee. We can see 5th spot quite clearly in front of us. We are right behind, I believe that's Antonelli, Vasquez, Hanukkah in the top 5, as we are bashful against McPhee. Look at that dive. We're squarely on the exit as well on the curb. We hit him again. He's not going to like that very much, as almost elbow to elbow through the left-hand kink. We're breaking round the outside. We're being very aggressive, and he's opening out. So as I said, we can see that top 5 in front of us. It's Bastianini and Antonetti fighting in front, just like we are, elbow to elbow with McPhee again through that right-hand kink. Breaking round his outside over. He kept the position. No. Oh, McPhee almost into the back of us as Haneke and Vasquez fighting for that top 5 place. Antonetti 1.8 seconds in front of us says, back off McPhee, you won't make that move into that right hand as someone else is off. Was it Navarro? No, that can't be Navarro. He's in 12th spot. He's behind us. It's Vasquez. Vasquez, after fighting for a top 5, is down in his home race. Wow, this is loads of incidents in the opening couple of laps. Maybe the Moto3 AI have been celebrating too early that the season has ended, as it's just been crazy these opening couple of laps. And we're having a massive fight with McPhee now for 8th spot in this race, as we're 2 seconds behind Antonetti. We're dropping back. I'm not sure we can get that top 5 as Fenati and Locatelli are fighting for a top 10 behind us now, and Kent and Quartararo are fighting for first. There's fights all over the field as McPhee's down our inside again in that left hand, and we went round his outside, but we kind of went wide and almost hit him off, so we kind of let him through there. But now we're diving down the inside once again in the right hander. That was a poor attempt from us. That was just desperate from us, really. As we're diving into the left hand, can we hold it a bit for the apex? Yes. Good run out of the corner, but even better for McPhee, the AIR. We're kind of leaning on him. We're a bit like a boxer in the 12th round there. But we're staying into his inside in the left hand. We hit the apex. We're finally up into 8th spot. Can we catch Bastianini and Antonelli fighting in front of us for 6th? As we go into this right-hander where we're much faster than AI into this right-hander, as they slow down in that right-hand kink before it quite considerably, so we can take advantage of that. But McPhee's sticking on our tail, as now we're 2.5 seconds behind Antonelli. We're dropping back even further after we've made the move, as McPhee took a look at us into that right-hand kink. But is he going to take a look at us into this left hand? Not quite. He's not quite close enough, but we've got to look out for him on the straight. So I said that AI got a faster top line speed, especially than the bike on these wildcard races, as I said in Brno. So got to look out for McPhee behind us, as we're about similar to Antonelli in that final sector, as we're in the second half of the race now, and McPhee looking down our inside into the first corner, and we've got distracted, it seemed like. We just outbraked ourselves slightly. The back end of the bike did not like that at all, as Fenati's up into the top 10. He's passed 2 riders there. It seemed to one move. As we finally clipped that left-hander, as Kent takes the lead back, and Locatelli's now taking that top 10. Crazy fighting for the top 10 behind us, and crazy fighting with McPhee, as we are the devil behind him, it seems, according to the timing at the bottom. And we can just about see that top 5 position still, but we're not gaining on them at all. We are almost 3 seconds behind, it looks like, as look at a massive crowd on the outside, as we're looking on the outside of McPhee, hoping to get a great run out of the corner. We're kind of in the slipstream. Looks like we're not gaining on the AI though, but we're in a position where we can dive down his inside into the left-hander, but no, McPhee just waits for us to go wide and takes back that position. He's not giving up this race. He's like stuck to our back, it seems like. We're attached to the hip to him at the moment, as he dives down his inside into the right-hander. That's a poor move from us, kind of just running wide there, as Kent's once again taking the lead from Quartararo. That's quite a battle for the win, as into the right-hand kink. We missed the apex slightly, but we got a good run out of it. We're kind of in the slipstream McPhee through this kind of bending left-hand turn, has into the final corner now. Look at this. Now we're losing the full width of the track as we look round the outside of McPhee, hoping to get an excellent run out of the corner. Now we carried quite a lot of speed into the corner, carried it through the corner, and definitely carried it out of the corner as you go into the penultimate lap of the race now. In the slipstream McPhee up into 8th position again, and it looks like we actually hit the apex this time. So we're definitely up into 8th position, as Bastianini and Antonelli are still fighting in front of us. Those Italians having a fantastic battle. And look at that, Antonelli's back past already as we go wide in that left-hander. Just when we needed to hit that apex like the last lap, we mess up. Look at that, we're a mess now. Might as well give up. As just right behind McPhee, back down to 9th place. So we're still set for this top 10. It doesn't know we're going to get the top 5 because we're falling back, it seems like, or at least on the same pace as the riders in front. So we might as well bash McPhee, it looks like, as we gave him a touch. He didn't even care. Look at that. just carries on like normal. As we are in the slipstream now, heading down this back straight, or bendy straight, as you can see, and down his inside into the left-hander. We're making moves every corner, and none of them are sticking at the moment, as McPhee gets back past us as we ran wide, now through the left-hand kick. Now he's going to slow down considerably, and now we dive it down his inside. Can we? We've gone wide again. We've gone wide again. What is this? Terrible riding, as the German is down. It looks like he was down early in the race, unfortunately, as well. So not a good second half of the race for him, and someone else is down. Someone else is down in front of us. We're up into 8th position finally, but due to someone else crashing, as Fanati is down from 11th. Who was that? Bagnaglia. They had a clash, the Italians. Behind us, who was that down? In front of us though, Bastianini. There's been another clash of the Italians in front of us with Antonelli. As we got past McPhee in the final corner, but he slipstreamed us as we go into the final lap, as we're fighting for 7th spot. Now, as we've got Haneke in the top 5, we've got Vinales, we've got Oliveira, Courtois and Kent fighting for the win. As we went wide in the first corner, again, just like a couple of laps ago, McPhee is past us, but we are really ranking up the pressure now on the Scots Wonders final lap. Can we kind of build up for the second half of this lap now? You know, we're kind of falling back slightly. Look at almost 0.8 of a second back. We can actually see kind of we can see a top 6. We can see 6th now quite clearly. So obviously Antonelli had to slow down a bit after that clash with Bastianini. But I think it's too late for us to grab that position, as now we're concentrating on getting past McPhee. Look at that. Alternate lines through that left hand. And we're not in the slipstream, no. He's pulling away from us. Do we have a chance of making a move on him in the second half of this final lap, as we did gain a couple of tenths on him during that sector, and we got Vasquez and Bastianini fighting for 9th behind us, and Vasquez is actually not that far behind us, as you saw in the live timing. As diving, no, not quite, and Kent's down. Danny Kent, the leader, is down. Surely that's handed the win to Quartararo, as we are half a second behind McPhee, going through the right hand king, and he's done it. He's done the squealy thing that AI occasionally do. We're down his inside as we go into the final corner of the final lap. Have we finally made the move as we do the wide line? We should have done this in qualifying. Look at that beautiful line there. Not quite on the exit, but we picked up the bike early, got in the power early. As Quartararo wins ahead of Oliveira, Kent in 3rd, Vinales 4th, Haneke 5th, Antonelli 6th. But who was 7th? We were, by 0.06 of a second, just about holding off McPhee. But what a fabulous battle with him. I know a couple of my moves were kind of desperate and lazy, but still, he just did not back off. You know, the long straights really did help the AI against us there, even though, as you saw, we could outbrake them in the corners occasionally. But, you know, on the exit of the corners, they were kind of better, as, that German retired, unfortunately. Miserable race for him in the end. So, yeah, a very entertaining race in Valencia. Not the result we kind of wanted in 7th, but still a very good result, and it impressed RBA Racing team, the team we were racing for. Impressed Mahindra. Now, when we start our own private team, we will be on the Mahindra anyway, so why would I ever choose that option? And then we've got the Italian team. It looks like with Antonelli. That's quite a good team there. With the Honda as well, with the best bike. So that's, that's quite tempting if we weren't already set on our path. And now the sponsors, which will kind of give the money for our private team, as you see with the sponsor reward. Now, it looks like they give about 3/4 of that bar there. Same with Team X Lite. They give around 3/4 of the bar there, it looks like. But Team Parts Europe give slightly less, as you can see. So goodbye to them. Thanks for the interest. But I think I'll choose between the two sponsors on top of them. And it's not really, much of a choice, because, as I said, they give out the same amount. But I thought I'd just choose X-Like. I just like their logo, and I can say their name as well. I'm not sure I was saying the what better or well at all. So yeah, going with X-Like there, even though it won't really fit with the colours that I've chosen at the moment. And this is where you come in as well, as we give birth to Elusive Racing. We create our private team. Now, this is what these wildcard races have been building up to. These couple of videos have been building up to this moment where we name our team. So yeah, let's spell Elusive Racing. Hopefully I don't have to look at my channel name to spell this. It looks like I am getting it right. There's a character limit, unfortunately, though. with the milestone game. So hopefully this doesn't catch us out, as we've got Elusive, we've got half of Racing. We're only going to get half of Racing. We've got Elusive Racing. That sounds like a comic book character. It doesn't it? So they were just going to go with Team Elusive. So going to be very hard to find. And now the team logos, and I'm not very impressed by these. You know, they're very cartoony. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem to fit in with kind of the realistic style they're going for with this game, with the more simulation handling and all that. But I do like the lion because blue's my favourite colour, and I'm also a Chelsea supporter, and the lion's kind of a symbol, so I do kind of like that. But looking down the order, you know, there's a couple of interesting logos there, and you know, there's a good choice, but again, as I said, most of the logos don't really impress me, unfortunately. There's a team logo that actually looks like the Roma badge, if that was correct. But yeah, going through them all now, I think I'm going to go with the stars, or what look like the stars. They actually remind me of the Eurosport, you know, they have that kind of style with their graphics, and yeah, I kind of like that style actually. You know, it's like two people reaching out to each other, or just stars if you want to look at it that way. And now the bike, and as I said, we get the Mahindra, the MGP 30, the worst bike in Moto3. So we got to really develop that bike to make it really good. But they also got the choice of the KTM RC250 GP. That's for 100,000 credits. We're nowhere near that at the moment. And then the Honda, the best bike in this class, the RSF 250RW, and that's going to cost 170,000 credits. So very long way away. And then the Husqvarna. I apologise for saying that wrong. I don't know why I said it like an Italian when it's a Finnish company. But yeah, the FR250 GP, that's only 80,000 credits. So we're almost halfway there. So we could maybe look at getting that if we do very well in the first few races. But now, this is the part where you lot come in. As I tried to select the livery, first of all, I tried to select the livery, costing me 10,000 credits. I'm not sure if this is a glitch that's coming with the patch, which was released on Xbox One last week. You know, fixing the freezing issues between qualifying and the race, and fixing a glitch achievement, and fixing, you know, some textures, and, you know, making everything run a bit smoother. But look, it doesn't work. When I purchase it, it just doesn't work. Maybe I'll have to leave this and then come back in. I didn't actually try that. But yeah, that's just a little glitch, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, you can't see the other livery. But this is the default livery, as you can see. You get the black, the red, and the white. It kind of reminds me of the old Marlboro, you know, McLaren liveries, you know, of the past. You know, classic liveries on those McLarens from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. As now we can choose the colours, and as I said, this is where you come in. You choose the colour of this bike. As you can see, it's not the most appealing livery pattern, and I hope they bring in more customization options in, like, say, the next one of Milestone are doing that. But this is kind of the default colours I'm choosing. As I said, blue is my favourite colour, so I'm going to choose blue as the main colour. And colour 2, well, I like stuff colourful. You know, I don't want like black on black or grey. I don't like grey. Grey's kind of a holy colour to me, but so I went for kind of yellow, abysmally bright yellow. It looks horrid on the bike, I know, especially with the X-Lite logo there. It looks a bit out of place. I probably should have chosen the other sponsor. That probably would have fitted in. But yeah, I chose that. And then the third colour is kind of that line, as you can see, dividing the open into colours. And I think I went for yellow for that as well. So yeah, it looks pretty horrid at the moment, this bike. And then real rim colour, again, I went for yellow because I want to make this bike look so hideous that you will want to choose the colours for this bike. So yeah, I now open this up to you. Can you choose the colours for this bike? Put what colours you want to see in the comment section below. I'm going to go through the colours that are available, as you will see now. And in the comment section below, commentate on what you want the main colour to be, colour 2, colour 3, and the real rim colour. And if you don't want to put 4 colours, just say, you know, I just want mainly green, or I want mainly blue. Just let me know what your choices are for the colour for this bike, as, you know, this is kind of your team as well. It's not just my team. It may have the name on it, Elusive, but no, this is your team as well. You're going to go through this series. You're going to see this team progress through Moto3, move Moto2 in, and hopefully get to the top in MotoGP as well. So yeah, those are my horrid colour choices at the moment, but let me know in the comment section below what colours you want to see on that bike, and hopefully they'll be on the bike next time round Qatar, and you will see that next week, as that is Elusive Racing. I hope you enjoyed this. So now for watching, and I will see you next time.